What it do, YouTube? It's your girl's favorite YouTuber, Digital, coming at y'all again with another video for today. Okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing the recent episode of Dragon Ball Super, episode 47. And so one of the main things I wanted to get into first was the new opening that we just received for this new arc that we just jumped into. So in the arc, or in the opening rather, excuse me, we see that, the same things that's going on, the original transitions and stuff like that, and the original showings of characters and interactions that they make every time when we see the opening and stuff like that. Now, some of the differences that we did see, at least the two that I saw that caught my attention, was Black Goku and some mysterious new Supreme Kai. So it seems that's what he is. So what I noticed from this Supreme Kai is that he seems to be of the Universe 6 Supreme Kais, based off of his skin tone being green just like theirs, and him having this purplish pinkish suit that they wore as well during the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament. So that's one of the main things that I noticed that may be going on, is that maybe we'll have some type of Supreme Kai interference later on, and also that he was practically wearing the same exact earring as this new mysterious Black Goku. Now that further leads me to believe that maybe this Black Goku was a Supreme Kai at one point, or he may have taken over Beerus's place as a god of destruction at this point. Maybe. This is just all speculation for me, I don't know. But back to the review of the entirety of the episode. So in the episode, we see that, Trunks and his mom, Bulma, were, getting some stuff done in order to make a time machine, or in order to get fuel for a time machine to go back into the past and to get help from Goku and the others to deal with this new Black Goku. So one of the main theories that I had in my previous video was that maybe this mysterious being that was clouded in this smoke and fire was Domingo, but it actually turned out to be Black Goku himself instead. Now, it kind of threw me off a little bit because the mysterious figure in the shadow kind of seemed a lot larger than what an average Goku looks like, especially with this Black Goku being the exact same height, it seems, as the original Goku from our timeline. So that was one of the main things that kind of threw me off, and I was like, so you're telling me that this Black Goku is working by himself? I don't necessarily believe so. Like I said, I still believe from my last video that I had made, I still feel as if this Goku is being coached or coerced into doing the things that he's doing now, and he's not doing this of his own free will. I feel like there's some type of divine intervention, like I said, with the Supreme Kai being involved as well, and also with the Omni King and Beerus and Whis supposedly being involved within this story arc as well. Who knows? Maybe we'll see in the next episode or in the next couple of episodes for sure. But one of the main things that I noticed was that this motherfucker Black Goku is a fucking savage. This dude just destroyed Bulma and Mai with no remorse. Like, it was just like straight savage mode. He was more savage than Vegeta when he first arrived on Earth with Nappa, I mean. And so it was just weird to see that, this type of savagery from Goku, unless you seen Turles, but even Turles wasn't on this level of savagery. And so it was kind of a new, fresh take on the Dragon Ball Z lore to me, because I felt like, okay, now we're jumping into something brand new, something fresh. Yeah, we've seen this time change and time altering effects with Trunks before, but it seems as if now it is with Goku being the main villain instead of androids and shit like that. So it's kind of refreshing to see that this new enemy was a friend of ours from the start, So I just feel like this is something good, and this is a good direction for Akira Toriyama and the team to take, just in order to make the story a little bit more fresh before we jump into some more fresh shit with the whole Omni King tournament and stuff like that. So I feel like this is a good, arc that we're about to get into, and I feel like hopefully we'll see a lot more going on, especially with the story, since, we are seeing like a new Kai and stuff like that, so it seems to be. And so one of the main things also that I noticed about the show that kind of, I guess you could say irked me in a way, was the fact that they kept going into the past, or actually the present, and they kept looking at, Goku and Vegeta and Piccolo, Goten, Chi-Chi, Beerus and Whis and stuff like that. And I said, don't get me wrong, it's not wrong that they're showing them off as, in this episode, but it to me just didn't sit right, due to the simple fact that it didn't do anything for the future Trunks. Like, it didn't set up any types of grounds for, the future storyline. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we're showing Goku and them, and they're all lolly and stuff like that, but what does this have to do with the future, or, with Black Goku or the story arc at hand? I feel like it was just nonsense just to fill the episode out. And I feel like with this episode being about Trunks supposedly trying to come back into the time and come back to the present, I felt like this was supposed to be mainly his episode and just a straight full episode of future Trunks and nobody else. You know, okay, it's fine that you show Goku and Vegeta and Piccolo, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I feel like this was Trunks' main show. I mean, well, not show, but at least this was his main episode for him to have. And then he would come back into the past, and then, you know, you could show that off later with Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, and all them doing all that excess bullshit that they did within this episode. So moving on. One of the other things that kind of caught my attention was that, okay, like I said before, and I wanted to bring this up in my last video, but I had forgot to. They said that this Trunks was the same Trunks that went back in time and helped Gohan defeat Cell, which we've seen in the episode itself. So one of the things that kind of crossed my mind was that, wait a minute, so did Goku exist as a Super Saiyan Blue in this timeline? Because it would be kind of weird if he did. The reason I say this is because, for one, in Trunks' timeline, everybody's dead, even including Goku, and they never showed or said that Trunks had revived everyone since, you know, Goku had died from the heart virus. It was of natural causes. So with Goku down of a natural cause, he couldn't be revived by the Dragon Balls, and since Piccolo was pretty much dead as well, the Dragon Balls would have went stale and died. Now, they could have went to Namek and wished for everybody to come back, you know, with the Namekian Dragon Balls, because it doesn't really matter, I don't believe. I have to go back and check up on that. But anyways, even if they did bring them back, how did Goku achieve such a strength or such a level to the point where he could have defeated everybody when everybody was practically on the same level of strength around that time? Essentially Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and Piccolo after he fused with Kami. So one of the other things that got my attention too was that, well, how would Mai exist in this timeline if she would have been old as shit? Because the only time when the wish was made for her to become younger was earlier in Dragon Ball Z, after the fact that Trunks had went back in time and killed his androids off. So I think this timeline has a little bit of inconsistency, or this arc will have a little bit of inconsistency, saying that Mai is young in the future, even though she wasn't supposed to be in Trunks' timeline, seeing as though she just got turned young in our timeline, where Trunks and Goten are still kids and Goku just got Super Saiyan Blue and God and stuff like that. And it's just like, wait, this timeline is kind of inconsistent with itself a little bit, as it seems. But I'm willing to overlook it, because we know that Dragon Ball Z has had this before, this whole plot induced stupidity, or, you know, these inconsistencies that they always usually tend to have every so episode or arc. So it's not really nothing brand new to me, but it's just like, and I feel like that was a big major milestone that shouldn't have been easily overlooked. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, as long as the story is still good, I don't really care. So people, hopefully we get to see who this new Kai is, because in the snippet they showed that Trunks did come back into the present, and hopefully he'll be giving his story as to how Black Goku came about, how he met him, maybe, and stuff like that. Hopefully we'll get to see exactly who this new Black Goku is and how he came to be. Hopefully we'll also get to see this new Kai interfere within the storyline and tell Goku and them, hey, this is a guy that you really can't fuck with and stuff like that. Or, you know, just something around that level of interference, I guess you could say. So hopefully people, you all got a kick out of this episode and this review for the episode. And I hope to see what you guys have to say about it, and, you know, give me some of the theories that you still may have, and some of the theories that were, I guess you could say, closed off when you saw this episode. Just like mine was closed off when I thought Demigra was the main dude that Trunks was fighting alongside Black Goku. But it turns out it was just Black Goku by himself. So let me know what theories that you may have for the future that is still open for discussion. And let me know exactly what theories you did have that was closed for discussion due to this episode and what happened within it. Anyways, people, this is Digital. I hope you guys enjoyed my first review on my channel. This has been Dragon Ball Super Episode 47's review. Anyways, I got a dip, and I'll catch y'all next video. Peace.